Right now, your Google Ads ad copy is identical to your competitors, and I can prove it in 30 seconds. Open a private window, search for the keyword that you spend the most money on, and read the top 4 ads. I'll bet you the same 5 words appear in at least 3 of them. Save now, free quote, trusted experts, award-winning services. The same words, the same promises, the same wallpaper. And here's the frustrating thing about responsive search ads. They don't fix bad ad copy, they just scale it. You load 15 headlines, 4 descriptions, and then you walk away. Google quietly serves the same generic ad copy as the business down the road, because that is what their machine learns from. There is one decision that you make before you ever type a single character that decides whether your ad gets the click or it gets ignored. And most advertisers, they never make it. Quick context about me, because I know you're not here for that. My name's Mike. I run Ad Train, a Google Premier Partner Agency. 14 years in the game, over $130 million in ad spend managed. I write ad copy for a living. And here's what that taught me. Guys, your ad copy has one job. And it's to say something that your competitors cannot say or will not say. That is the entire game. And here is why it matters more than any other variable. You and the $50 million brand that's sat above you in the auction are working with identical rules. The same character limits, the same fonts, the same editorial restrictions. The text is the only thing that separates you from them. 90% of advertisers waste it on the same wallpaper as everybody else. Save now, free quote, trusted experts. Words that mean nothing because everybody's using them. If I can swap your name with a competitor's name and the ad still makes sense, your ad is dead on arrival. Most people stop there. They write something different and call it a day. That is not enough because there are 4 specific things every winning ad copy has, and missing even one of those costs you clicks. 3 of them you may already know, but the 4th one is where the money is. So guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the first 3 fast because they are table stakes. Number 1, keyword focus. Your headline contains the keyword that triggered the ad. Searched emergency plumber London? Those words go in the headline. This is hygiene, not really strategy. The mistake that every account makes is doing it 3 times in a row across all 15 headlines. I audited a legal client last year running keywords in every single headline. We pinned 1 keyword headline, freed up the other 14 slots for actually selling to the user. Cost per lead dropped by 31% within the space of 2 months. 1 keyword headline is enough. Number 2, the brand slot. This is where most advice falls apart. Most gurus tell you to dedicate a headline to your brand name. That advice only works if your brand actually means something to the person who's searching. If you're Nike, yes, put your brand name there. If you're a 2-year-old plumbing company in New York that nobody has heard of, your brand name is Wallpaper 2. It just happens to be your wallpaper. The real job of this headline slot is separation and relevance. Pin 1 headline that proves that you are not the same as the 4 ads sat next to you. That can be your brand if your brand carries weight. If it doesn't, use the slot for a guarantee, a price floor, a specific result, a number that nobody else is using. Anything that breaks up the regular pattern in your industry. I tested this on a dental client last year. They were running their brand name and their headline. Click-through rate stuck 2%. We swapped it for same-day emergency appointments from $45 and click-through rate more than doubled to 4.7. The brand name did not earn its slot. The promise did. So the rule? Every headline has to do the work. If it does not separate you from the others, it doesn't deserve the space. Point number 3, a strong call to action. This is where most ads die because they use save now, book today, call us. That is wallpaper. The same wallpaper as all of your competitors. A real call to action has a number associated with it. Save 65% from $99 a month, quote in 60 seconds. The number does 2 jobs. It pulls in people who match and it pushes away people who don't, so you don't pay for them. We added a price floor to a B2B client's ads. Click-through rates dropped 4%, but conversion rate went up 47%. They were happier because the wrong people had stopped wasting their time and budget. Keyword, brand, call to action. 3 out of 4. Every guru stops here. And now, the 4th element is the one that turned a 4.8% click-through rate on a physio clinic into an 8.8% click-through rate. That's an 82% jump from from one change. Just quickly before the fourth element, I want you to do something that I do on every audit that I run. Go to your ads, look at the headlines, and ask yourself a single question. Could the 4 companies sitting next to me in the auction have written this exact same line? If the answer is yes, you have Wallpaper. If the answer is no, you have a real ad. Drop the answer in the comments, yes or no. I read every comment and I will tell you whether your verdict matches what I would say if I was auditing your account myself. So the fourth element, what is it? It's an emotional trigger. And before you roll your eyes, this is not what the gurus mean. Most advertisers think that emotional triggers are exclamation marks or the words amazing. That is not it. An emotional trigger is a sentence in your headline that makes the reader feel a specific thing in under 3 seconds. Curiosity, mild fear, recognition, belonging. Pick one. Test them. Here is the test. Read the headline. Did it land on your chest or did it bounce off your eyes? If it bounced, you have a generic ad. That physio client that I mentioned, their old headline said, save on your foot pain assessment. Wallpaper. We rewrote it. Stop the foot pain. Assessments from $35 instead of $100. Same message, different chemistry. The reader sees the pain word. They see the specific saving. They see the price floor. 3 triggers in one line. Click-through rate doubled. Pick your trigger before you write the headline. Curiosity works for B2B and SaaS. Fear of missing out works for e-commerce and sales. Recognition works for problem-aware audiences. And belonging works for premium brands. The trigger is not a flavor you sprinkle on top. It is the foundation the headline is built on. So now you have all 4. Brand, strong call to action with a number, emotional trigger. Most people would call that a finished ad. It's not. Because if you stop here, you're still going to lose money to the company down the road who is doing one thing that you're not. And that thing is manual split testing. Yes, still, in 2026. Since responsive search ads launched, every tutorial told you to load 15 headlines, 4 descriptions, walk away and let Google figure it out and match it to your audience. That comfortable advice was the wrong advice. Every Google Ads account that I run that beats benchmark is doing manual split tests. And here is what that actually looks like inside of the ad group. You have 2 responsive search ads, not 1. Both fully built, both with 15 headlines and 4 descriptions. Headline 1 stays the same in both, your pinned keywords. The split happens at headline 2. Ad A has your current best guess angle pinned to position 2. Ad B has a different angle pinned in the same slot, a different call to action, a different emotional trigger, a different promise. Run both for a minimum of 2 weeks. Whichever has the worst click-through rate at the end of the 2 weeks gets paused. And then you build a new challenger headline to replace it. That is the loop. That is how the physio clinic went from 4.8 to 8.8% in click-through rate. That is how a B2B client that I run went from 12 leads a month to 41 on the same budget in 90 days. Not one perfect ad. A 2-ad gladiator pit every 2 weeks, no exceptions. So now you're not writing ads anymore. You're actually running a 4-element framework with a kill switch on the second best variant. That is a different job. Most advertisers will never operate at that level. They will keep typing save now and wonder why their click-through rate is stuck at 1.5%. If you like this one, you will love this one that's on screen now. Seriously, this has changed the game for my clients when it comes down to A/B testing. This is the next logical step after fixing your ad copy. Go and check it out. My name's Michael Elliott. Subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one.